Hi, I am GW. I'm talking to you today, and I hope you're going to enjoy this. Please subscribe, please follow, please do whatever you have to do to get things going with this so that we can have these conversations more often. Today I'm talking about integrity over recognition and staying true to the work. We live in a culture that celebrates visibility. Success, well, it's often measured by how many followers you have, how many promotions you've been able to do, how much applause you receive. What kind of recognition are you getting? And these are important things, but God measures things differently. He measures how faithful are you being? How faithful are you to the cause? There's a quiet temptation in every meaningful calling, not always to quit, but the temptation is there to compromise, to cut corners, chase approval instead of having the purpose in mind, to care more about being noticed than about doing the work with integrity. The world asks, did anyone see what you did? God asks, were you faithful? Those are very different questions. Throughout the scripture, God prepared his servants in obscurity, and he did that before he brought them into the public eye. David faithfully tended the sheep before he became the king. Moses spent decades in the wilderness before leading Israel. Jesus lived nearly 30 years in quiet preparation before beginning his ministry. Those years, those hidden years, they weren't wasted. They were building character. Now, the same is true for us. Integrity is choosing excellence when no one is watching. It's giving your best effort, whether 5 people notice or 5,000. It means telling the truth when dishonesty would be easier and finishing the task even when there is no applause waiting at the end. In today's world, it's easy to become discouraged. You may spend hours creating something meaningful only to receive little attention while someone else seems to succeed overnight. Comparison will always tell you that your work doesn't matter. Faithfulness, though, that says otherwise. God never asked Noah how many people admired the ark. He simply told Noah that he needed to go build it. Well, Jeremiah preached for decades with little visible success, yet God called him faithful. Obedience has never depended on popularity. One of the greatest freedoms in life comes when you stop trying to control what was never yours to control. You cannot control how much recognition you get. You cannot control what public opinion is of you. And you cannot control what the algorithm is going to show and whether or not it's going to pick up the ball and run with it. But you can control your integrity. You can choose to be honest. You can choose to do excellent work. You can choose to honor God in today's work. And that's enough. Really is. That's enough. Ironically, the people who leave the greatest legacy are often those who, well, they weren't chasing recognition at all. They were simply committed to being faithful, one day at a time, over and over and over again. So keep showing up, keep serving, keep writing, keep leading, keep doing the quiet work that God has placed before you. And do it because recognition fades. But the character that you show, that remains. The applause that you receive, that's a temporary thing. But integrity, that lasts a lifetime. And one day, the only words that will truly matter are not spoken by the crowd, but they're spoken by the one who saw every unseen act of faithfulness. Stay true to the work. Choose integrity over recognition. Because in God's kingdom, faithfulness is always a greater success than fame.